Greetings guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another daily December video where I will be uploading every single day leading up until Christmas, and the present is my presents that I share with you all. This idea is courtesy of Anna Marie Forcino, so thank you for the inspiration and the idea. We just did a video together a few days ago, both on this channel and on her channel. If you want to go check her out, you absolutely should. Thank you, Anna Marie. I love you. I appreciate you. And I stole your idea. Before I get into it, I would like to quickly say a massive thank you to today's patron of the day, Mandy. You've been around for a long, long time, and I appreciate all of the love and support you have given me over this time. Thank you. If you would like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/savvycat. I appreciate it greatly. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Anyway, the video today is not about men, despite what many people who like to make videos about me may, for some reason, believe. I'm not making a video about men today. It is about a straight person, I believe, but it's not about men. And that is this woman called Antonia. And now she is what she likes to call like an elegant woman, a classic woman. She likes to tell you how to look expensive, how to make your wardrobe more elegant, how to dress more ladylike with the clothes that you have, and how to act more ladylike. And that's what her TikToks are all about. Now, I have no problem with people who want to dress in a classical, elegant way. I think it's beautiful. And if that's something that makes you happy and that's something you want to do, absolutely go for it. I applaud you. It's beautiful. Genuinely, I really, really appreciate that sort of style. The problem I have is when you shame other women who don't want to do that, or you think that you're above other women who don't do that. And so I'm here because of the first video I saw of hers that I stumbled upon, and that is this one. My pleasure is their pain. I love to watch the castles burn. These golden ashes turn to dirt. I've always liked to play with fire. Play with fire. So firstly, I have very mixed feelings about this song, and this is irrelevant to anything other than this song belongs to Hyunjin, alright? It's not even his song. But anyway, that aside, this is the thing of like implying that, you know, dressing a certain way, acting a certain way is inherently like bad. You can say that it's not a thing that you enjoy, it's not something that you want to do anymore and you've outgrown it, without kind of calling it trashy and tacky and bringing down other women who are like that and who do that and who do find happiness and joy and comfort in it. Building off of this, she just posts a bunch of videos sort of about how to step up your life and become a more elegant woman. And my favorite videos of hers are the ones that we're going to be looking at today. And that is Elegant Ladies Never. And then she gives like scenarios, and she's basically like, in these scenarios, an elegant lady would never do these things. Instead, an elegant lady would do this thing. So this is how you become more elegant. And I just find it very amusing. So we're going to be watching some of those. Elegant ladies never eat sandwiches like this. Shove the whole thing in, which that's kind of how you're meant to eat sandwiches, as far as I'm aware. They're kind of built the way they are so that you can bite them. But maybe that's just me. Okay, but what if I don't want one of the things that's in there? What if it's got like a giant piece of tomato that I don't want, you know? What if I just am not feeling it? What if I don't want, I'm taking it out? That's not playing with my food. That's removing something that makes me unhappy. Again, what's wrong with it? What if I want to add that to my sandwich and they didn't do it? Like, all I'm doing is putting more stuff in the sandwich. It's already got stuff in it. I'm just adding more stuff to it. Why is that taking away from anything? That's adding to the experience. That is the same thing as just picking it up and shoving it in your mouth. You're just doing a smaller bit of it. You're still putting the whole thing in your mouth. You're just adding an extra step. Waste of time. Why do you need to cut it? Especially, oh my god, if it's like sourdough bread. Sourdough bread is a bitch. You cannot cut sourdough bread. That did not look easy. You cut that. You were struggling and then you cut the camera because it's so difficult to cut through that bread. It's kind of difficult to just even bite it, but cutting through it, if it's got filling in it too and you have to also cut through the waste of time, waste of effort, no, too difficult. Absolutely not. Do you want me to get frustrated and like get angry at my sandwich? Because that doesn't feel very ladylike, does it? I don't want to be crying in the cafe because cutting my sandwich is too difficult. Elegant ladies never eat soup like this. Okay, this is really important to learn because it's winter right now, obviously, so I've been eating a lot of soup. I had soup for lunch today. I had soup for lunch yesterday and the day before, and then I had soup for dinner the day before. I've been eating a lot of soup, so I'm gonna see if I've been eating it correctly, like an elegant lady would. Elegant ladies wouldn't dunk the bread. Then why is the bread there? If you're not meant to dunk the bread, why would they give you the bread? That's how you eat it. You eat the soup with the bread. That's what it's for. That is the only way to enjoy soup. The best part of the soup is the bread. You can't not dunk your bread in the soup. That's crossing a line. Why would you take away that enjoyment from yourself? What are you meant to do with the bread if not dunk it in your soup? How are you meant to eat the soup if not with bread? See, this was the only other way I could imagine eating soup. You either dunk the bread in it, and then when you run out of bread, you I'm not an elegant lady. That's what I'm finding out today, is that I am not an elegant lady, and I've been living my life all wrong, and that's devastating. I'm very upset about this. Spoon the soup towards you? Now I don't know how I spoon. I guess I would. That's like the natural way your hand turns. Do you want like dig it in like a spade? What are these rules? What are these rules? It just kind of feels like all the ways you want to do something are incorrect. What we're gonna do is make it as hard as possible. And then if you don't do it the most difficult way possible, we're going to shame you. Just make your life easier and do what's the easiest. That's my opinion. Anyway, I want to know how she eats her soup and how I should eat my soup from now on. Spoon away from you and pour it into your mouth and then eat the bread separately. Why would I eat the bread separately? I do break it into pieces before I dip it into the soup, but I wouldn't. Why would I eat it separately? What's the point of having the bread if you don't dip it in the soup? I'm confused. It's like if you had tea and biscuits and you didn't dip the biscuit into your tea. What are you doing? That's what the combination is for. I'm getting worked up over her incorrectly consuming soup. Eating the bread separately just crosses a line, you know? Like, I love bread and I would love to eat bread just as bread. But if you have a bowl of soup, soup is improved with bread. Bread is improved with soup. Why are you denying yourself of this simple pleasure? And why are you just pouring soup into your mouth? I guess if you're wearing lipstick, it works better. I don't usually eat soup when I'm wearing lipstick, so I can't really comment on that. But like, that's how I would like drink if I'm wearing lipstick to like avoid your lips. So I kind of get it. I don't think the way you scoop your spoon should really matter, but like I kind of get not touching your lips to the spoon. Elegant ladies never drink coffee like this. Well, you've been watching me drink coffee this whole time, so let's see if I've been drinking my coffee out of my Dan and Phil mug correctly. Well, if I get coffee foam on my lips, what am I meant to do? If I don't lick my lips, what am I meant to do? I guess dab it off with a napkin, but that's, again, a waste of time, waste of paper. I'm saving the planet. I'm not doing that. What if it's too hot? What if the coffee is hot? Does blowing on coffee actually work? No, probably not, but it's habit, so I will do it. Okay, cupping the mug, if it's a cold day, Cupping your mug of coffee is the best thing in the entire world because it makes your hands warm. Sometimes the only reason I have a coffee is purely so I can just hold it like this and drink it like this in order to keep my hands warm. I have been having like hot chocolates every single day just to keep my hands warm with just the benefit of drinking a hot chocolate. Scoop and eat the foam. Now, listen, this depends. If it's a coffee, like a latte or anything that doesn't have like chocolate on the top, I agree. Because the foam of the coffee is like, it's got just plain espresso in it and I'm not a big fan. I don't particularly like the foam on coffee unless it's like foamy coffee, like a cappuccino, and it has chocolate powder on it, then that is fantastic. That is the best. And a hot chocolate and like a chai latte, eating the foam off of the top with the spoon, that's like the best part. That's so good. You know, it's like as a child, as a kid, you have like fluffies, or I think here and now they're called like baby chinos, but back in New Zealand they're called fluffies. It's just the fluffy part of the milk. You grow up drinking fluffies, you get a taste for the fluffy, and the best part of like a hot chocolate is the frothy milk, and you can fight me for that. I don't care if you judge me. I will sit at a cafe and just scoop the foam off the top of my drink, and if you don't like it, you're the one missing out. So how do we drink coffee though? Let's find out. I mean, I get it's kind of annoying to hold. Can we all just agree that holding mugs by the handle is kind of annoying? It's like really annoying. It's so uncomfortable. I guess I'd like kind of like this. Like the only reason the handle is there is because the cup is hot. That's why it's there, so you don't burn your hands. But like comfort wise, it's so much more comfortable to like put your fingers through the handle and like hold the mug. Keeps your hands warmer, and you can't drop it. You can't drop it, and I'm a clumsy person. You can't drop the mug if you hold it like this. It's just more convenient, and you can just like move around with it. It's just better. Elegant ladies, never do this at a restaurant. Blow their nose. What if you sneeze at the table? Like, do you need to like cover your face and like run to the bathroom to blow your nose with like snot on your face? Because that feels less ladylike, you know? Like, sometimes you have allergies or sometimes you need to blow your nose. Like, there's a reason you need to. I don't like blowing my nose in public places or around people, but I just don't like blowing my nose in general. I just don't like it. Sometimes you have to do it, but I don't like it. I think it's gross. That's just a personal thing. But if you need to, you need to, you know? Not into like a cloth though. I hate that. I don't like that. I don't like handkerchiefs or like cloth things to blow your nose into. I get that it's like better for the environment or whatever, but it's gross to me. Be on their phone. Well, see, that's easier said than done. Because we always had a no phones at the table rule growing up. And I get it, and I still kind of try to do that, but like I am very, very addicted to my phone. Like my screen time is 12 hours a day. Like I can't, I can't not be on my phone. You can't get 5 hours a day on Twitter without being on your phone at dinner. I will agree though, that it is a problem. It is a problem. But like I go on Twitter with Kat and then we talk about the tweets that we see. That's our dinner conversation. That has nothing to do with being ladylike though. My like want to no longer be on my phone at all times has nothing to do with me wanting to be an elegant lady. It's got everything to do with the fact that I have a problem and I need to stop. No selfies. Can I take photos of my food? Also, let me take selfies at restaurants. Why is that a non-ladylike thing to do? You're on TikTok at the freaking restaurant. Why are you allowed to do that? Why are you allowed to film TikToks at a restaurant, but I'm not allowed to take selfies? That's a double standard. Elbows on the table. Did we all grow up with that? Did we all grow up being told that you shouldn't put your elbows on the table? Like, ladies don't do that. I never had that in my household, but my friends all did. And they always said, like, if you put your elbows on the table, like that's what uncles do. So if you have your elbows on the table, you're an uncle. And that's such a strange way of phrasing it. That's a very weird thing. But so for ages, I never put my elbows on the table because like my friends always had like a thing about it because they were told. And I still catch myself sometimes being like, oh, I shouldn't put my elbow on the table. And then I'm like, hold on, why? It's so much more comfortable. Sometimes you just like need to put your elbow on the table because it's comfortable, you know? And also it's a dumb rule. It's a stupid rule. It's just because it's like you take up space, right? They want you to take up as little space as possible. That's kind of the idea. So men can take up space, but you shouldn't take up space. I don't like that. Let me take up space because I want to and I want to be comfortable and I deserve to be comfortable and I don't care about being a lady or not. Just no excessive vocal expression of pleasure or disgust. You don't want me to be happy about what I eat? I am not a very expressive person when it comes to eating anyway. I do not tend to show expressive emotions. However, I love when other people do. I love when other people look so happy when they eat. And also to the contrast, I love when people over exaggerate disliking food. I have done that a few times. There are some things that I have eaten that I'm like, this is terrible and disgusting and I hate it. But I love seeing those reactions from people. I love seeing when people like enjoy eating something. My favorite thing in the entire world is, not to bring them up again, but I'm going to because this is my channel. I can do what I want. One of my favorite things in the entire world is like when Hyunjin eats food, he always does his little dance. And he's like, And it's the cutest thing in the entire world. I love it. It's my favorite thing ever. And if anyone in my life does that, I will fall in love with them. Ladylike or not ladylike, it's a silly, silly rule. I highly encourage everyone to do a little food dance when they eat something that they enjoy and make happy sounds because it is the cutest thing in the entire world. I love it so much. It's my favorite thing ever. Please do that. Anyway. Wait, she didn't tell me. But then what am I meant to do? She didn't tell me what I'm supposed to do. I guess I'm just not supposed to do any of those things, but I don't know. I don't know what the ladylike thing to do is now. So I guess I can never go to a restaurant. 4 things elegant ladies never do on social media. Post provocative pictures. Well, I'm out. I'm assuming provocative pictures just means just like in your underwear. And if you look on my Instagram, that's like my past 4 posts. Whoops, I guess. My bad for trying to reclaim body confidence, I suppose. Trolling, I agree that no one should be trolling. Because trolling is, it's just annoying, you know? It's just annoying. Vent personal drama. Ooh, I have to quit my job. Half the shit I say is just me venting personal drama for no reason. No one asked, but I will supply. I've always overshared. I'm really, really good at oversharing. Flash material thing. Your entire thing is talking about how to look expensive. You're literally singing a song about Gucci right now. Your entire thing is how to look expensive. Don't flash expensive thing. If you had expensive things, I am sure you would be flashing them so bad right now. I don't really have any expensive things to flash personally. However, I do flash my my prized possessions a lot. Like I bought a real B2B Polaroid and I haven't shown it explicitly because like only 3 people have ever seen this Polaroid and I want to keep it being that special. But I've posted about it everywhere. My signed albums, everywhere. My photocard collection, freaking everywhere. Those aren't cheap. I am proudly showing my really incredible, fantastic investments that I make with my adult money. Basically, what I've learned here today is that I am not an elegant lady. And I am shocked to find this out. This is a discovery I was not expecting. I was thinking of finding out I was the most elegant of all ladies. Anyway, yeah, do what you want. Like, again, if this is how you want to live your life, then go for it. But applying strict rules to yourself is just so restrictive because it's human nature to want to break rules, right? This is like the first thing I learned in like eating disorder recovery. And I know this isn't an eating disorder, but this is just where I get a lot of my information comes from therapy of like, when you set rules for yourself, when you break them, you punish yourself for them. You can't set rules for yourself or you are going to feel so guilty if you break one of those rules. You can have things that you like to do or ways that you prefer to act, but the second you tell yourself you are not allowed to do this, you cannot do this, and it's something that's like not harmful to anyone and is like just a normal thing to do, that is ultimately going to bite you in the ass and it's going to hurt you because you are going to break that rule and it's not worth punishing yourself over, you know? Do what feels comfortable, do what makes you happy, but don't enforce strict rules on yourself. Be gentle to yourself, be kind to yourself. You don't have to live by these make-believe rules. I promise no one is noticing if you put your elbows on the table. Nobody is noticing if you're biting into a sandwich. No one's noticing if you're scooping your soup towards you rather than away from you. It is not worth your time and effort to be stressing over all of those things. Again, do what you like. That's up to you. But kind of trying to say that this is the proper way to do things and the proper way to be is not healthy or helpful. And this is all the stuff you learn in finishing school, supposedly. And I just think that that's a whole ridiculous thing. That's a whole thing in and of itself, being just a lady. And it's basically just about taking up as little space as possible and being kind and polite and batting your eyelashes at everyone, which is just like not helpful, not healthy. Just do what you want. As long as you're not hurting anyone, everything is good. Do what makes you happy. And yeah, if this makes you happy, then keep doing it. Just don't shit on other women who don't, you know? Like, let me live my life and I'll let you live your life. I hope that you've enjoyed the video. A massive thank you to my Sprout and Above patrons whose names are up on the screen right now. And a huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons. Wolf, Toulouse, Bobby, Josh, Mandy, Robbie, Ikazel, Jessica, Ishita Hope, Eldo, Ida, Queer Corey, and Corey Golightly. I love and appreciate you all so, so much. Thank you so much for joining. If you would like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/savvycat or click the top link in the description. For as little as £1 a month, you get my videos a day early, as well as podcasts a week early. And then for £3 and up, you get things such as outtakes, a monthly live stream, vlogs, and more. Your support means the absolute world. Thank you so, so much. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you again tomorrow. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.